Okay, so for the ones that don't have the same denominator here, we've got 5 and 3, they're not the same, we have to find the lowest common denominator. So you have to find a number that is divisible by both 5 and 3 that gives, like evenly. Okay, so let's start with 5, start with your highest number, and start writing down the factors of 5. So 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, and 5 times 4 is 20 here. Okay, then you're going to see which of these numbers divided by 3 give us a nice number, so no decimals. So you put this in your calculator. I'm going to do 5 divided by 3, and that gives me a big decimal. So I put no. We're not going to use that one. Let's cross that out right away. 5 times 2 is 10. Divided by 3 is, no, another not nice decimal. The next one is 5 times 3. So 5 times 3 is 15. And we're going to try to divide that by 3. So let's divide this by 3. That gives us a nice number, 5. So this is the one we're using here. Our lowest common denominator is this number, is 15. Okay? So our fraction here, both of these numbers, the new denominator is going to be over 15. So we know that both are over 15. Alrighty, so tackle them one at a time. Let's look at this one first, 1 over 5. To get from 5 to 15, you multiplied by 3 in this case. So whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. 3 times 1 is 3. So let's tackle this one now, 2 over 3. To get from 3 to 15, you times by 5. And the reason I know this is because 15 divided by 3 is 5. And if you didn't know that, just put in your calculator, divided by 3 is 5. So we know that 3 times 5 is 15. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. And 2 times 5 is 10. So you know that these are both going to be over 15, and 10 plus 3 is 13. So that's our answer. Alrighty, let's do another one down here. Negative 1 over 7 minus 2 over 5. So start with your bigger number. We're going to start doing the factors of 7. 7 times 1, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, 7 times 4, 7 times 5. Alrighty, 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14, and you're going to put these into your calculator, and you're going to find those numbers. Now you're going to see which of these numbers is divisible by 5 nicely. We're going to divide all of these by 5 and see if we get any nice numbers. So 7 divided by 5 is a no. We have a decimal here, we don't want that. 14 divided by 5, another no. 7 times 3 is 21, so 21 divided by 5 is another no. 7 times 4 is 28, and 28 divided by 5 is no. 7 times 5 is 35, divided by 5 is 7. Perfect. So this is the one we're going to use. We've got a whole number, and our lowest common denominator is this. Why? Because 35 divided by 5 gives us a nice number, and 35 divided by 7 gives us a nice number. This just means that 35 is divisible by both 7 and 5. So I'm going to rewrite our fraction down here, makes it a little easier. Negative 1 over 7 minus 2 over 5, and this would be in a bracket. They both can be. Okay, so we know our lowest common denominator is 35. Both of these fractions are going to be over 35. And our answer is 2. So half of our work is done here. Now we just need to deal with the numerators. So how did we get from 7 to 35? You multiplied by some number to get to 35. So we're going to try to do 35 divided by 7 and find what this number is. It's 5. So we times the denominator by 5, so we must times the numerator by 5. Remember remember the integer rules. We have opposite signs here, or you can just put it into your calculator. 5 times -1 is going to be -5. Okay, so now let's tackle the other one. It's important to tackle these separately, by the way. Don't try to put them together or anything like that. Alrighty, so how do we get from 5 to 35? Well, we times by some number. 35 divided by 5 is 7, so we times by 7. You can always check your answer. 5 times 7 is 35. Yep, we're right. Perfect. So whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top here, times that by 7, and 7 times 2 is 14. Okay, so now we have two new fractions, and we can subtract these. You must have the same denominator to add and subtract, by the way. So we know it's over 35. Just look at the numerators now. -5 minus 14. Now you can use a number line for this, or you can just put it into your calculator. We have -5 minus 14. That's going to give us -19. Is our answer. -19 over 35. That's the answer. Let's do another one here. This one's a little bit easier of numbers. We have 1 over 2 minus 4 over 6. So pick your biggest number and start doing the factors. 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 6 times 3, and so on and so forth. You'll find one pretty quick. So what's 6 times 1? Is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. And 6 times 4 is 24. So we're going to see which of these numbers is divisible by 2. We know they're divisible by 6 because they're the factors of 6, but we don't know if they're divisible by 2 yet. So 6 times 1 is 6. Is 6 divisible by 2? Awesome. Yes, it is. Divided by 2 equals 3. Okay, so that was easy. Our very first factor, we're not going to bother with those, is our lowest common denominator. I'm going to rewrite our fraction here. Six as our lowest common denominator. Both of these are going to be over 6 then. And even our answer is going to be over 6. Okay, so now let's see, what did we do to the denominator to get 6? What do we do from here to get here? There's some number we multiplied by. And you can find that out by doing the inverse. 6 divided by 2. It's 3. So we multiplied by 3. We multiplied 2 times 3 to get 6. Whatever you do to the bottom, you must do to the top. So 3 times 1 is 3. Minus. Right here, this one's a little bit easier, because what did we do from 6 to 6? Well, nothing. We just times by 1. Anything times 1 is the number, so this whole thing was times by 1. Do the same thing to the top. We're timesing by 1, and so we're given 4. So you're going to keep your denominators the same, and let's look at the numerators. We have 3 minus 4. You're taking away a positive, so you're going to get colder. Positive 3 minus 4. So we're going to go positive 3, and we're going to go left 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our answer is -1. You can also do that in your calculator. And our final answer is -1 over 6.